Ships arriving in the port will see fees rise significantly. Good evening, I'm Haley Perot. Thank you for joining us. The Port of Thunder Bay is hiking the fees for visiting ships by 600% over the next 2 years. Now that may sound like a shockingly high increase, but port officials say the new rates will actually bring Thunder Bay in line with other ports across Canada. The current fees haven't been changed in nearly 4 decades. Jonathan Wilson reports.
The Port of Thunder Bay recently posted a notice to shippers about some major rate hikes that will take effect over the next 2 years for using the shipping lanes in the local harbor. Port CEO Chris Heikkinen says the fee changes are long overdue.
And so we're playing catch up in moving our rates towards market value. Our rates are historical. They were unchanged since 1989, and we did a modest increase in 25, but they remain a fraction of our market comparators. And so what we're doing is a 2-year increase to our rates to move us towards the market average for our harbor dues.
The fee increases will impact all commodities coming to and from the port. The vast majority of the tonnage handled locally is grain. That fee is currently 6.4 cents per metric ton. The fee will rise to 22.7 cents in February of 2026. It will then rise again to 39 cents in February of 2027.
We've been charging, like I said, about a fifth or a sixth of what other ports are charging. So, for example, certain commodity would be charged about 6 cents a ton here in Thunder Bay, whereas it's charged anywhere from 30 to 50 cents a ton in other ports, and so that's the difference we're talking about.
Heikkinen says the fee increases will allow the port to bring in an extra $2 to $2.5 million a year in new revenue. Some of that money will be applied to general port operations, but the majority will be set aside for much-needed upgrades to the massive breakwall that surrounds the Thunder Bay Harbor.
In our administration of the harbor, we do have some significant capital assets, and that includes 10 kilometers or more worth of breakwater asset. And this funding is going to help us to ensure that we maintain that asset in an appropriate manner.
The president of Thunder Bay Shipping, William Harib, says they recognize the rates have remained the same for nearly 4 decades, and they're prepared to pay the new fees, saying, quote, "It is what it is." Heikkinen says they did a lot of analysis before making these changes, and he doesn't think the higher fees will cause shippers to switch to other ports.
We're not expecting a negative impact to the shipments through the harbor, but what we are expecting is to be able to have the capacity to fulfill our mandate. This increase is going to help us. We run quite a tight operation, and it's going to enable us to, really meet our mandate in a way that the shippers and all of our stakeholders expect us to.
Jonathan Wilson, TBT News.
Thunder Bay City Council has approved an exception to the city's sponsorship and naming rights policy for the new indoor turf facility. The vote allows administration to negotiate directly with a single potential sponsor. Construction is now underway on the $36 million facility next to the community auditorium. It was publicly announced in February that the city would be seeking naming rights for several facilities, including the indoor turf venue. The sponsorship funds will help cover operating costs for the facility starting in 2026. The sponsor's identity is not being revealed at this time. However, City Recreation Director Leah Prentice says they meet all the policy criteria.
This request is being made because a sponsor that strongly meets all requirements of the policy has approached the city with a naming rights offer that significantly exceeds the minimum valuation for this facility and is higher than several benchmarked examples.
After a successful negotiation of naming rights agreement, the sponsor's preferred name for the facility will be presented to council for approval. A Southern Ontario man is facing drug trafficking charges after Thunder Bay Police discovered a large quantity of cocaine and other drugs. An investigation by the intelligence unit led to the identification of a suspect and a warrant being issued. The 29-year-old man from Scarborough was located yesterday and arrested with assistance from NAP's officers. Police seized nearly 2.3 kilos of coke, 700 grams of meth, and more than 500 hydromorphone tablets, along with cash. The estimated street value of the drugs is over $200,000. The suspect has been charged with drug trafficking and possession of property obtained by crime. He appeared in court today and remains in custody. A 40-year-old driver from Saskatchewan is facing drug trafficking and other charges following an attempt to flee from Marathon OPP last week. On August 4th, police responded to multiple calls about a pickup truck traveling on Highway 17 in an erratic and unsafe manner. When the vehicle was located by police, the driver tried to avoid being pulled over by turning into a forested area and ATV trail near Three Finger Lake. Shortly after exiting the trail, the driver was apprehended. He's been charged with dangerous driving, fleeing from police, and numerous drug-related charges. The accused remains in custody in Thunder Bay following an initial court appearance in Marathon. Ontario Premier Doug Ford was in Pickering, Ontario today, announcing a plan to support Ontario companies and skilled trades workers in the face of U.S. tariffs.
Today, I'm very excited to announce that over $2.8 million from the fund will go to 5 training projects across Durham region. These investments will help boost the local economy and keep workers on the jobs. They include support to train workers in the home building construction, carpentry, and manufacturing sectors.
Ford said the Skills Development Fund will have a budget of $2.5 billion. It will support and provide help for tradespeople to get training on how to run their own businesses. While Ford was in Pickering for that announcement, he was asked about a fatal crash in which the accused is allegedly the same person who hit the Premier's vehicle back in January. Ford recalled his experience and expressed his sympathy for the family affected in the latest incident. CTV's John Woodward reports.
Just frustrating, it's heart-aching.
Ontario's Premier responding to questions from CTV News about a deadly crash that claimed the life of Andrew Cristillo and seriously injured his 3 daughters earlier this month.
I talked to his father, and it's just heart-wrenching. You think of 3 young girls, you know, his wife that has cancer. Everyone has to pitch in and help this family. It's terrible.
The Premier with a personal connection. The same driver charged with dangerous driving causing death in that case, 18-year-old Jaywin Kirubananthan, is also charged with dangerous driving in a crash with the Premier's motorcade in January on Highway 401 in Pickering, just east of Toronto.
Do you worry that could have been you?
Well, it could have, like 3-4 inches more. He hit me right on my door, going over 200 kilometers an hour. We didn't even know it hit us. We were just driving straight. And he swooped across 3 lanes from an on-ramp, just reckless, careless, stunt driving. And yeah, we're lucky, literally by inches.
The case launched an outpouring of support for Cristillo's family, the kids in hospital. Compounding the tragedy, their mom, Christina, was already fighting advanced breast cancer. An online fundraiser to provide for the girls has raised more than $425,000 so far. Kirubananthan didn't face any driving restrictions pending his trial for what happened here on the 401. The reason is he was given a summons by police and not arrested and subjected to a bail hearing. Lawyers say that's very common. The case prompting questions about whether more can be done to restrict drivers charged with dangerous acts. The Premier said he would look into it, but didn't want to say too much.
I better stop because I don't want any problems when he goes to court.
Kirubananthan is considered innocent unless proven guilty. He's in custody now. A decision on whether to grant him bail will be made on Friday. John Woodward, CTV News.
Dairy Queen's annual Miracle Treat Day returned to Thunder Bay today, with proceeds from every blizzard sold going to the Children's Hospital Foundation. The fundraiser brings ice cream lovers across Canada together to support a good cause. Both of Thunder Bay's DQ outlets are once again participating in Miracle Treat Day. This year marks 41 years of the partnership between Dairy Queen and the Children's Miracle Network, with more than $55 million raised for Canadian hospitals since 1984. The customers and DQ officials we spoke to today say they love blizzards and helping children's hospitals.
So for Thunder Bay, we support all the funding that we get. It goes to the London hospital, like sick kids hospital over there. Last year we did like the whole Canada-wide. It was more than $3 million that was supported to Miracle Treat Day. And like each year we have like about planning for this year, like for particular for our both the stores in Thunder Bay. we are planning to more than like $10,000 to raise the fund in that.
We love Dairy Queen and we like to support good causes. So we came out from the other side of Kekabeka just for blizzards.
And it's yourself and your grandchildren, right?
Yes.
Fantastic. How are they enjoying the ice cream as well? I see they have stickers.
Oh, yes, they love blizzards too.
The fundraiser continues at both local Dairy Queen outlets until 11 o'clock tonight. Just 1 week after the CLE wrapped up for another year, the Marillo Fair is set to get underway tomorrow evening. The 135th annual fair is organized by the Oliver Agricultural Society with amusement rides, carnival food, games, and of course, the rodeo-style competitions. Jane Billick has more.
Visitors attending the 135th Marillo Fair from Friday to Sunday can look forward to yet another action-packed weekend of excitement. Whether it's the thrills of the many rides, the music on stage, or the show-stopping ranch rodeo.
Come on, Cass! Hey, that'll do! No!
President of the fair, Lindsay Kozlowski, says area residents won't want to miss this weekend's event.
You can see all of our schedules on our Facebook page. There's a beautiful post there of what's happening on the stage, what's happening in the kids area, times and dates that everything is open. We're open Friday evening, all day Saturday and Sunday until 6 p.m. And yeah, it should be a really great time. We're looking forward to it.
The amusement rides were mostly set up by Thursday morning in anticipation of the start of this annual tradition in Marillo. Tickets for the rides can be purchased inside the gates each day. Admission at the gate is $10 for adults, $5 for children aged 5 to 18, and kids under 5 are free. And with plenty of things for the kiddos to do, including pony rides and a free children's area, Kozlowski says she takes great pride in running the fair each year.
I love the fair every year. I'm a third generational board member, so just seeing it going every year, going strong, and just watching it evolve over the years from being like horse racing to lawnmower racing to having carnival rides and the all-time favorites every year, animals and crafts and kids. Those are the top 3 of mine.
The fair runs from 5 to 8 p.m. on Friday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, and Sunday from 10 to 6. However, the rides will keep running for a few more hours after that. Jaden Billick, TBT News.
Well, certainly looking forward to that this coming weekend. And today, honestly, wouldn't have been a bad day for outdoor festivities as it was pretty calm out there.
Yeah, things were a lot better than we were anticipating. Environment Canada meteorologists had been warning us there was a chance of a shower here or there, maybe even a thunderstorm here or there. Actually, all in all, it was nice. It was calm. It was only a couple degrees below normal for this time of year. We should be seeing highs of about 23. We hit 21, but with the humidex, still felt like 26. And it was fluctuating from partly to mostly cloudy much of the day, but I think it leaned more to partly for much of it. Winds were not as strong as we were expecting from the east-southeast, 14 kilometers an hour in the morning, and in the afternoon gusting up to 33. So all in all, I think it was a pretty good Thursday. If we take a look at what's going on across the region at this hour, you'll notice definitely warmer from both Sioux Lookout, Dryden, Fort Francis, and up into Red Lake. Now, temperature-wise, we're in the mid-20s, but the humidex was hovering between 30 and 32 for most of this region. Now, in Red Lake, it did so under mostly cloudy skies and a couple of brief showers. Although in Fort Francis, lots and lots of sunshine, so enjoying it there. Then things started to cool down a little bit into the low 20s. We've got 22 in Atikokan, 21 in Upsala, 20 in Armstrong. They have some sunshine there, but as you head further east towards Greenstone, it turns into a lot of haze. Same as yesterday, just kind of lingering over the region. Along the North Shore into the high teens, and then by the time you hit Sault Ste. Marie, they're at 25 and a humidex of 29 under partly cloudy skies for most of this afternoon. So they've got a little bit more sunshine as the day progressed because it started out fairly gray. Now, here in the city of Thunder Bay tonight, we once again have a risk of some rain and potentially a little bit gusty from the southeast, up to 40 kilometers per hour this evening. It'll taper off overnight. We'll drop down to a low of 14, and then overnight, 60% chance of showers and a risk of a thunderstorm. And that trend is going to continue into Friday. But so far, the weekend is not looking too bad at all. Continues to always have just a little bit of a risk of rain, but that keeps things exciting.
Right. Well, thank you, Fiona. You know, I do like to keep things exciting.
Absolutely.
And we don't know, maybe there is a storm brewing, but